the Busker.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
What do you think of our new studio?
I love it. You guys are kicking ass here and taking names.
And
Yeah.
you're about to christen it. You're the very first performer.
Am I really?
Yep.
You are. We had Dave Carroll in.
But he didn't play.
They didn't play.
No, you were the first.
Wow.
To play here.
I'm actually quite honored by that.
I want to know, and I want to get all the details from you as to what you're doing. The reason you're here today is to talk about something you're doing next week, and I think it's admirable of you. You're just you give a lot, man. I tell you.
Well, thanks, man. It all started 9 years ago, actually, when I first moved to Halifax. I used to busk that whole first summer that I was living in the city. I was 2.5 weeks in to the only sort of normal job that I had, and that was as a full-time dishwasher at one of the major restaurants downtown.
Wow.
And I was actually making more money busking than I was earning a wage in the kitchen.
Wow.
And so I put all my attention into busking, and it was just like completely through the kindness of strangers and people, like the Bill's Family Chip Wagon downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I first met those kind of folks, and they kept me fed all summer. They wouldn't take a dime from me, and they kept me fed. And other people they'd come, they'd throw some money in. And I never forgot any of that, because that was completely how I paid for rent and getting around in bills, and I never ever forgot that. And so fast forward 9 years later, and I'd had this idea about wanting to do something that can give back to the community, but specifically to the issue of homelessness or individuals that are at risk of, they're facing the streets, but I didn't know who to talk to, or in terms of like agencies, but I knew who would be in connection, and that would be Dawn.
Dawn Sloan, the counselor's here. Do you want to step up?
Sure.
So
Stepping up.
She knows people.
I know people.
Well, I saw Dawn back over the Natal Day celebrations on the Halifax waterfront. I was playing at the Alexander Keith's tent, and I told her the idea, and she was like, "Yes, I know exactly who to talk to." And we talked to Bernie Smith over on Spring Garden Road, and then Dawn helped really get connected with the organization Halifax Housing Help, and the concept is basically all next week, 3 times a day for 1 hour a day, for 1 hour each time I'm going to be busking like I used to, and all the money collected is going to go towards Halifax Housing Help.
Good for you, Charlie.
Isn't that awesome?
And thanks to Dawn for getting things going too.
Dawn's been instrumental in getting all the connections, all the pieces of the puzzle in place to make this happen.
And you know what, Charlie? I would do it in a heartbeat for you, because I know that your heart's into this. And this kind of program that's going on is actually almost like the epicenter to help any person that does not have a home. Mm-hmm. The first thing they do, secure housing. Then they can go and actually get social assistance or get help that way.
You need an address first.
Oh, they won't take you if you don't have an address. Yeah. Then if you wanted to get into any kind of rehabilitation or into any kind of job prospects or training, you need to have an address as well. Oh. You don't need to be thinking about where am I going to sleep next if you're looking for a job or if you're trying to get any kind of aid. So
now Halifax Housing Help also is there for people who are at risk, who have housing right now, but a lot of people are just one paycheck away from being on the street.
These individuals will help be your trustee, make sure that you actually pay your rent, and make sure that you get whatever is left from that check that you have, and they pass it back to you. They also make sure that if there is a conflict between you and your landlord, they will come and be the middleman and smooth things out. Nice. They're mediators. And they have, let's put it this way, their funding was finished in, I believe, June.
Yeah.
So they've been living off of air.
What would you like to
and
raise,
donations.
Charlie? How much?
I don't know. It really depends on the public. Like I really think the sky's the limit, because it's not just individuals who are going to be walking by with some coffee change. It's I'm appealing to everyone from pocket change to a checkbook. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people a lot of private folk that are well-to-do that I perform for, that I know that if they wanted to, they could step up and drop a little something in the bucket that would go a long way.
Well, I guess back in, maybe to better formulate a plan, back in the day when you were actually busking, what would you make on a good day?
Well, on a good day, it wouldn't be, in any particular hour with busy traffic, it wouldn't be hard to walk away with upwards of $100.
$100.
And that was before anyone knew who I was. I didn't know a soul in the city, and so I'm hoping now a little more established.
Right on.
Let's let's really bump that up.
So you'll be on the Halifax Dartmouth Ferry 8 a.m. Monday to Friday next week, at noon in front of the library on Spring Garden Road, and then at 5 o'clock Monday to Friday next week in Parade Square.
Yep.
Okay, Charlie, can I get you to hang out for just a minute? We'll get you to play too.
Done deal.
Can you think of something maybe bill related?
Bill related.
Bill?
Okay.
Can we kind of tie that in?